Good morning and welcome. It is absolutely, it's afternoon. It is lovely to have your company. Now, I hope you're ready. I hope you've got your kit ready to craft, because we have got such an exciting show for you. We have, of course, got Matthew Palmer, who's going to be teaching. Good afternoon, Matthew.
Just afternoon, yeah.
Good luck.
Good
luck. Good luck. Because we have got Jenny and Penny in the building.
Jenny and Penny.
Jenny and Penny.
Reporting for painting.
I'm so excited. Are you excited, ladies?
Oh, we are.
I'm flexing already. I'm getting my painting.
You've been doing the yoga. Yeah. You've been doing the moves, haven't you? You have actually been doing the moves.
Literally been doing
I'm trying not to feel competitive. But I am horribly competitive. And it's not about that, is it, Matthew?
It's not, no. It's about having fun and...
raising money.
Yes, raising money and learning some nice techniques at the same time. So you can't go wrong, really. You cannot go wrong with this.
And watch this
Have
face.
fun.
They're going to take out your easel in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It is a really fabulous, fabulous way of raising money. If you haven't already got your kit, then please make sure you get it. You can watch the show on Rewind. So it means you can be painting along with Matthew, even if you're not doing it live. If you do want to get the kit, we will be popping details in. Please do not miss out on this. All the fantastic monies that we can, we're sending to charity, of course, and it is all for Marie Curie, which is amazing. Right, I think, are we ready? Are we ready to paint, ladies?
So ready.
Are you excited?
Yes, I've got my painting pinny on.
Look at it.
I love all the stripes. All the stripes, Jen, it's fabulous.
I know, in the instructions, no stripes.
Yeah, what didn't I read? The instructions.
Who cares about instructions, right? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm loving the apron.
Matthew.
I'm loving the apron. The apron's brilliant.
It's a good way to go, isn't it?
It's perfect, it is.
Yeah, well, I spilt my
Brush it back
breakfast
to the
down
ear
the
and
top.
crack
It's a good cover up. Right, I'm going to give you, these are the instructions. This is the painting kit. Now, if you do want to get hold of this, please, do check your baskets out, because obviously we are trying to raise money for Marie Curie. Now, in your kit, you are going to get your guided masterclass with expert Matthew Palmer teaching you how to create these beautiful works of art. You can get a set of paints that is on a watercolour dot card palette. You've got 2 sheets of high quality watercolour card, which of course you will have seen our Matthew use. You've then got 1 of your brushes. You're even getting a really good brush in this, and this is only £5. And then you're getting 2 of your artist quality mounts. All you have to do is get hold of your kit, get it sent to you, and remember, you can watch it on catch up. 100% of the profits will be donated by Hachanda to Marie Curie. Okay, really looking forward to this. I know Matthew's an amazing teacher. So Matthew, where are you starting? The ladies, are you ready, ladies?
Right.
Brush in hand.
So,
I'm a bit jealous.
Just for the benefit of the people that are actually watching at home, the first thing to do is get yourself a bit of sticky tape and get this thing stuck down to a little board or something, or even your table. It just makes it a little bit easier and it keeps it all nice and tight. So we've got a sheet of the paper stuck to the board. It's nice and easy. What you've got is you've got a single brush, which is a size 6 round brush, a lovely pointy brush which will do detail and the nice background as well. And we've got this wonderful palette with the 3 primary colours. You've got the blue, the orange and the red. We've got to go for a bit of a nice warm evening feeling with this picture. Are you two ready for action?
A rosy glow.
A rosy glow. A rosy glow.
Oh, so
a
supposed
lovely
to
rosy
a
glow.
bright yellow banana coloured daffodil.
Yes, so it's more of a, it's a sunset.
It's a warmth. It's an evening. It's a pleasant warmth gonna be flowing from the studio. So his first job, Jenny and Penny, is to wet it all, basically. Just use your brush and just wet all the paper. And what this will do then is this will allow the background to nicely flow.
This is the easy bit.
Yeah, this is the
yeah,
easy
you
bit.
can't go wrong with this bit.
And
Penny.
it's okay, you don't have to be first.
This is...
I'm finished!
Oh, what do you
This bit's not competitive yet, you're fine.
And with this, can you go over the top? Can you get, can you flood it too much, Matthew?
It wants to be nice and wet. It wants to be nice and wet. So basically what I'm doing is I'm adding quite a few coats of the water. Okay. And if you wobble your head, and Penny's doing a great job of that, she's sort of leaning to one side.
I did, well, because I couldn't really see where the
So if you look to make sure that you've not missed any bits, basically.
Ladies, have you had any experience then in watercolour painting?
I like doing those Caran d'Ache pencils, watercolour pencils.
Yes.
I like a pencil because you can get a nice...
You have more control with a pencil than a brush.
You do.
I'm a dabbler. I'm a Sunday afternoon untalented dabbler. But I've decided that talent doesn't matter.
Of course it doesn't.
All this is so
absolutely.
good for your head and your brain
is.
and your
Yes,
mind.
It is. It's a really relaxing. It's just a really good time to.
When you say
shut
relaxing,
everything
I'm not so sure about that.
Mine is
That
so
makes
soggy.
sense.
Mine is so soggy. It looks like the sort of, you know, when you drop your glass of wine and then
Yeah.
it's a bit like that.
She's over soggy.
I might be over
Have you
soggy.
got any puddles at the bottom?
Well, it's dripping.
Okay, just sort of flick your brush on
you
the floor like
amateur.
this. Flick your brush, and
Oh,
then
look,
just
look,
sort
hold
of
on.
soak up all the excess moisture. It needs to be wet. It wants to be nice and wet, but if you've got any puddles, just
gone
sort of
wrong.
shake the drips off your brush,
Oh, shush.
and then just kind of
Already having a go at me.
glaze over.
Right.
I think mine's
Are we
just
all
right.
nice and wet over
Yeah, we're
there?
there.
Thank you.
Good, brilliant. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go straight into this and stick your brush in your water. Give it a bit of a shake on the side, like this. Bit of a tap on the side of your water.
Beautiful.
And the first colour is going to be the blue, which is the first one on the palettes. Now, literally, a little bit goes an absolute mile. So what you do is you just wiggle your brush over the edge, and you take a bit more water, and you soon get that nice, vibrant blue come through.
Are we going sky blue?
Sky blue. And around the edges of this, lay your brush flat and just wiggle it, basically.
Oh, how beautiful.
Just
so
wiggle it through.
Is this our background? Is that what we're
It
creating
is,
first of all, then,
yeah.
Matthew?
We're going to create an evening sky, a background evening
Wonderful.
sky. And basically, it's taking the brush, folks, at home and just lay it flat and wiggle it. That's
And
all
is
it
it-
is.
And are we
Okay.
doing over the whole lot or?
I'd try and go more around the edges and keep the centre free for the actual
Keeping the
flower
centre
itself,
free,
the daffodil,
okay.
yeah. So a nice wiggle, beautiful.
Beautiful. So letting it fade out as well, so you get your different tones.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's what we call wetting to wet, which is a nice watercolour technique. Once we've done this, we're going to go straight in, clean the brushes again, shake off the drips, and take a very tiny bit of the red. Now, it's a very powerful colour,
Yeah,
so
that
a
is
little
really-
bit goes a mile, it really does, folks.
So you do not want to go in heavy with that.
Nice and light, and
If you
just
do,
wiggle it in.
Matthew, you know, if you go in a bit too heavy-handed, is there a way of do you just add more water, just bleach that out a little bit, water it out a little bit?
If you make it too strong on your paper, what you tend to do is clean your brush, always shake off your drips, and then just kind of wiggle it in.
Excellent.
And it allows you to
You can
work
lift
it through.
from wet paper as well a bit, can't you?
You can, yes, absolutely. Yeah,
I've
you
decided to
can.
go for quite a dark red.
Oh, are you going?
Shush!
Are you going
You're going for a
stormy,
bit of-
Penny?
Shush,
Bit of
I'm going
drama.
stormy petrol on a
Stormy.
stick.
So you already had a plan to be stormy, didn't
Again,
you?
just focusing more around the sides.
She's gone
Mix it
end
with
of
the
the
blue.
world.
Listen, I've seen a red like that before, and it's exciting.
It's a powerful sunset, that
It
one.
is. It's a powerful. Mine's going to be very. It's looking a
She's
bit
gone
like.
moody.
It looks a bit like the liver. That doesn't it? It looks like it's.
I'm now jealous. You see, I look at that and think, oh, I
You can
quite
do
like
this,
that.
though.
No,
There's
I'm
still
not. I'm
time.
doing exactly what Matthew says.
Okay, stick with
I'm
Matthew.
behaving myself for
See, I can't
once
see
in
what
my
you two are
life.
doing, so I'm looking forward to having a look in a minute.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know.
I can see
I
the
know
back
I
of
want
it.
to
It's
have a
like
nosy
the
as well.
anticipation and seeing what you're doing is
I
going to be
want to have
amazing.
a
It really
nosy.
is.
Penny's gone to full on Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite. That is powerful. It's
you
very
liking that?
powerful,
As
yeah.
long as it's not Monet, we'll be fine.
I
Yeah.
love this because obviously it's a brilliant way of us to raise money because I think we were chatting about this earlier on. Art is such a lovely way to relax. So Marie Curie, of course, a charity, the biggest charity to help people end a life.
Palliative
Yeah,
I think
palliative care, yeah.
palliative care is so important, and things like this are incredibly important anyway. Finding ways of actually of relaxing and trying to get yourself through such a bad time of life. And Marie Curie, that is definitely something they support. I mean, you must be quite proud to be here.
Really, I mean,
for
we
Marie
get,
Curie.
I'm sure Penny's the same. I get invited to a lot of charity work, and obviously you could do a charity a day, and sometimes you have to turn things down. But when this one came up, this went straight into my diary in ink.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
not going to get moved.
Yeah.
So very pleased to be invited, and also because I'm a part-time dabbler. Penny is a fantastically creative woman.
Yes.
I've seen her before. She's a great upcycler and a great sewer.
I know, I
And
think
she,
she's so
you know, she's got a
much.
great
I do like to
artistic
sew.
streak in her. And I think increasingly, I'm 58, and
I'm not.
you're even older, but she doesn't look it. She's lived well. I've had a hard life.
Too kind.
This is really important for me, my mental health, and so combining this with
Yeah.
charity, this is so vital for end-of-life care.
Yes.
And I mean, my father died in a nursing home, and I saw the difference it made to the end of his life, being with nurses who knew what they were doing.
Yes.
And could help him. I think dying without panic is
Yeah.
is such a bonus for
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
And to be with people who make that final stage easier,
Yeah.
and easier for the family as
And
well.
I was just
I
gonna
think that's
say,
the point. It's about
Yeah.
everybody else,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because living with somebody with a terminal disease is also stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is a very good way of
And
de-stressing.
painful.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm now
Absolutely.
stressing by the fact that I'm drying
I want
out.
somebody to look at us in a minute.
Yeah, you're,
But you know,
you're
so-
actually correct there, aren't
Just to
you?
quickly touch on this, because I actually teach a lot of people that have, you know, illnesses, terminal illnesses, etc. And this takes them completely out of that
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for a
Gives them
couple
a
of hours,
break.
but it's a big thing, folks. So, something like Marie Curie is an amazing charity. So,
Yeah.
I please encourage you to get hold of one of these kits, if
Yeah.
you could, please.
Absolutely.
Have a go at this.
Thank you,
De-stress for an
Thank
hour.
you.
And for a
Absolutely.
fiver, it's a fiver, and you get the whole
is.
kit.
Yeah.
And you copy you step by step, and at the end of it, you've got a gift that you can give
Yeah.
a lucky relative or friend.
Yeah, and it's a
Absolutely, that's
beautiful
what
way
we're
of
talking
learning. So before we dry out, Matthew,
Well, what we need to do is painting the daffodil before it dries. Now, it's probably a bit dry at this side.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, all of us, is get a nice clean brush and then sort of shake off the excess on the side of the water pot there.
okay,
And I want to dampen the central area of this, okay? So basically, around the edges of the red and the blue, because it's probably dry at this point, okay? We're just going to use a bit of water
so literally
to
just in the
reactivate
centre.
it. Reactivate.
Okay.
Yeah, we're slightly over the edge of the blue and the red, and this, of course, will give Penny a chance to soften the red a little bit at the same
doesn't
time. You
want
see.
I don't want to.
I'm actually enjoying my red. Sorry
You
about
like the
that.
red?
Yeah, I'm quite
the
enjoying
rich colour.
I like
Yeah.
that though. I think that's one of the beauties of this anyway. Everybody can, you know, bring their personality into
They
it,
can.
can't they?
They've all got their own styles. If you've never painted before, you've got your own style.
Yeah.
It's like handwriting at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
What I want to do as well is, once I've kind of dampened the centre, but working out into the blue a little bit, I want to sort of move my head and make sure I've not got any dry patches around the central area. Are we pretty covered in the middle there?
I think we're all
Nice.
very.
Dried out.
I'm very
Yeah.
moist.
Well,
Well
I'm
done,
a
ladies.
woman of a certain
That's
age.
what
I'm a
we
bit
want.
dried out in the middle, I have to admit.
Now what we're going to do with this moisture is
Yeah.
we're going to go straight in and paint in the
Oh, the
orange
daffodil.
colour for the daffodil.
Right.
So clean the brush and wipe off the excess on the side, or tap off the excess, and then nice and heavy, wiggle your brush over the orange, and we can see it's a much brighter colour than what you're seeing on your initial blob.
Oh,
Okay?
yes,
It's
it
quite
goes much
concentrated,
lighter.
isn't it?
It is. It's watercolour
It was
paint's
definitely toffee before. Oh,
It was
Yeah.
concentrated.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, we can see it's quite strong,
Yeah.
the colour, yeah? And we start off by painting the round flute, do you call the piece at the
trumpet.
the trumpet?
Oh,
There we
well
go,
done.
trumpet.
Phew.
The trumpet. We'll get that in there. And we'll paint a nice kind of circular shape, a little bit towards the left. Now, if you're lucky, what's happening is the paint is slightly spreading.
Okay.
It's a little bit soft on the edges. Now, we all know that daffodils, the trumpet, kind of goes back and it kind of points down towards the centre. Does that make sense, what we've done so far? You're kind of getting the basic background shape coming in,
Okay.
which is lovely.
Should it be lighter in the middle than it is in this? on
At
the
this stage, we
edges?
can keep it all the same, but what we'll do
Okay.
shortly is we'll put some light in
Okay.
and then some dark.
So you don't really need to worry about it
No,
as
no.
yet. We're getting some lovely emails. Thank you, everybody, saying how wonderful it is to watch. Thank you ever so much. It's so nice because it is different. You know, it's really different for us, and we're so proud to be doing this for Marie Curie, on behalf of Marie Curie, and with Marie Curie, of course. Remember, if you do want your kits, if you haven't got it yet, please get hold of it. This is going to be continuing. I mean, Marie Curie are bringing a lot of art therapy, or they do a lot of art therapy in the hospices. So it is something that Marie Curie as a charity obviously are fully behind, and we hope you'll join in today. Remember, it is only £5 if you want to get hold of that kit, and the details are on the bottom.
Matthew's racing ahead. You're on
Yes,
petals now.
I've been a little bit naughty, and what I've done is I've painted the first petal.
Okay.
Now we're looking,
Okay.
we're looking
Now-
at yours there, Penny.
The petals are basically just
So-
like a, well, like a classic sort of leaf shape, I suppose,
Yeah.
on this one we could say.
How many are we doing?
Well, I would say as many as you could squeeze in until you get to the other side, but you're talking probably 5 or 6 is accurate for a daffodil, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to basically do one side of the petal
Yeah.
and then the opposite side, and we can see that we can very quickly get the shape in and just block it in, painting by numbers, folks. Just fill it in. Just fill it in.
And anybody who's not too sure, literally just follow the picture. If you're, you know, if you're a little bit worried now at home, then follow the picture that Matthew's done for you.
And as the picture on the pack is what we're aiming for.
Exactly. You've got one there. If you don't know.
And this is exactly what I'm doing. I've got the picture here at the bottom, and I'm just copying that basically.
Yeah. It comes together really quick. You see,
does.
I always thought something like this, you needed to sketch it out first. But that's not the case at all.
I think as soon as you remove pencil from painting, it destroys the fear. It gets rid of some of the fear.
Yeah.
Straight into the painting. And
I've
this brush,
accidentally done 6 petals.
this brush is
You've
basically.
over petals.
Yeah, I've gone
I've
for.
over-petaled.
I've gone
your
for 4
petals,
petals at
ladies?
the minute, I think.
Yeah, you've
I've done
for 4.
5 and I wish I'd done 4.
All right.
I want to squeeze in a miniature one that's just hiding at the back there.
So
Let's
am
go and
I.
see. A baby one.
I've
Go
gone
for
for
it.
6 now, Jenny.
Squeeze a little
Yeah.
baby petal in, why not? Leave
Times
that.
look. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no, I'm
Nice,
liking that,
good.
aren't Jenny?
Oh, look.
That's
lovely.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
Now, why is it daffodils? Daffodils are synonymous with, good use of the word synonymous, by the way.
Good, you. I like that. Big words,
With
Jenny, big
Marie
words.
Curie. And do any of us know why?
Yes, I was reading about this earlier, and I think it's beautiful because daffodils, they were grown in spring. They're grown in spring. They were grown in Scotland, and the first time they were used for charity, I think it was 1996. And actually, they were given out. It was a daffodil for donations. How fabulous is that? And obviously, they're synonymous with spring. It's hope. It's new beginnings.
Yeah.
And I think that's lovely for the families. You know, for families obviously who are left to cope with it after someone's gone. And I think that's a beautiful symbol, isn't it? Remember, you can obviously they have the daffodil appeal as well. That's in March.
All of March.
all of
But
all
you can
of
give it any
March.
time of the year.
Absolutely.
allowed.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're allowed to give, not just in March. But if you want to help, you can become a volunteer as well. But yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? And it's
Talking
bright
about
and
March,
gorgeous.
actually, this is a super Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, isn't
Because
it?
remember, in your packs that you're going to get, remember all the proceeds go to Marie Curie. You get not only 2 sheets of paper, the colours, the brush, but you also get little bevel mounts as well, so you can frame the pictures.
Boom.
Perfect.
All
Perfect
done,
picture.
all done by your own fair hand as well. Your mum's going to love
I
it.
might sign mine in the bottom
think you
right-hand
should sign
corner.
it.
Really?
Yeah.
I might
I
sign
think-
your name in the bottom right-hand corner of this one. Because
I
I'm
think-
making such a pig's
No,
ear,
you're
but
not.
I'm
It's
enjoying
no,
it.
it's lovely.
Let's have a
It's a
look.
really impressionistic, really rather splendid, bold. Mine's
I
wishy-washy.
think it's fabulous.
And my surface was a bit too wet, Matthew, so I've gone into a bit of a blur.
That's good, because a bit later we're going to sharpen it up.
Okay. Oh, I'm very blurred at the
Do you know what I
moment.
always
No,
say
I
about
like it. I like it.
what I
It's-
always say about painting flowers and trees and everything? They do grow on you, literally, these things, you know,
Okay.
because as you evolve the picture, you put the shadows in, which we've not done yet. But what I'd like to do, while it's a little bit on the damp side, is clean the brush and actually squeeze it through his fingers, okay? So if you look at this on screen, we can see I'm squeezing it through, and
So you're getting it quite
remo-
flat.
It's taking some of the moisture, but it's making the brush go slightly flat as well. We can
Oh,
see
flat.
that, can't we? Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to pop some highlights in now. The highlights is trying to make use of the edge of the brush rather
Okay.
than the tip. And you sort of
Is that okay?
imagine the opposite side of the circular edge of the trumpet. We can drag it over. Can
What,
you see it
without
starts?
putting more paint on?
This is just the dampness that's in the brush, and you're kind of spreading the shape a little bit, and it's creating a few little light streaks.
I think
Oh, wow.
mine's too
That looks
wishy-washy.
really effective.
So it's taking
Why is
some
mine
light.
not working?
Do you need to go
Yeah,
over?
can I have a little look over there?
Yeah.
A
I need
little
some
wander.
private
Have a
Oh,
tuition.
wander.
Matthew's going to have a little...
Because
have a
I'm
look
lift-
at nose.
Oh, that's working, yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
working.
working. That looks
now.
really effective.
And the more you do it, the more the shape comes through.
Why don't... Yes, I should just trust you because you know what you're talking about.
So, Matthew,
And if
do you
you
need
squeeze
to
your
take
brush
some
again.
paint off the brush rather than keep going over and over?
It's basically a damp brush,
Right.
and a damp brush kind of absorbs the paint,
Yeah.
He's like a magician at your elbow.
and it starts to remove. Oh yeah, marvelous,
Is that okay?
beautiful, yeah, lovely,
See,
super.
that
super,
looks
super.
fabulous.
We can do some of these on the petals as well, because you always get a few lines and marks in your petals, you know. So what we can do here is we can, where there's 2 petals that are kind of connecting together, recharge your brush, which is in the water, gentle squeeze through your fingers again.
Okay.
Where these 2 petals are
1,
kind of
2,
meeting
3,
or
4,
overlapping,
5, 6, 7. God, my goodness,
you
I'm
can
just getting more and more
sort of-
petals.
do a little bit of light here.
Maybe I'll do that there.
So we can sort of squeeze out. And the more you do it, the more it removes
And
the
that's
colour.
just with the dry brush again. That looks
It is.
so effective.
It's kind of reactivating the colour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the first time you apply the damp brush, which is in the water squeeze, it kind of puts a bit of water on.
Yeah.
And if you continue to do it, it kind of lifts the colour off and it just puts the wonderful
It's going back to the
translucency.
white.
Exactly, which is what we want from flowers,
So it's
because one of the first subjects that I ever painted when I was a wee toddler was flowers. You know, flowers, because flowers were something that were just there all the
Yeah,
time, so you
yeah.
could just do them.
It's a fabulous
And
inspiration.
if you look at flowers, petals close up, most of them have a wonderful sort of translucency to the petal.
Yeah.
And even looking at your badge there, you can see
Yeah.
almost white highlights in these
Yeah,
petals,
the lovely
and it
badges.
really adds something to it just by kind of
It adds
stroking
the
the
depth,
edge.
doesn't it?
I'm
does,
being
yeah.
very subservient, which isn't like me. But I've decided, you know, after a lifetime of not doing what I'm told, for once, I'm going to attempt
Who knew?
to do what I'm told.
See, Matthew's got the power.
I've got the power.
This
He's
will,
got the power.
this will make my mother so happy.
Yeah, well, because your mother's been watching Matthew.
Well,
and
I
you
was
found
staying
him,
up
didn't
with my mum last week, and she's got a new smart television, which is slightly wasted on her because she doesn't know how to get into the apps. And I was showing her, demonstrating, you know, what you can find that's hidden in your television. And we found you, one of your painting tutorials, and literally we had this glorious half an hour of sitting there. We weren't, I hadn't taken my paints up, so. Which is a shame because I'd have loved to have got a little side table and set it up and done it with my mum.
Yeah.
I'd have even lent her some paint and some paper.
Rather than just watch.
Yeah. So, you know, next time I go up, I'm going to do that because, you know, she's not as mobile as she was.
I think mine's a flying fox.
It's lovely because it is inspirational. Let's have a look.
It's so... No, it's...
Can we
I
have a
really
look?
like it. Mine's
that's
wishy-washy at the
fabulous.
moment, but I think...
that has definitely got attitude.
Oh, God, it's an attitude daft.
Thanks.
I am
Okay, you
going
made me
to.
feel better.
Am I okay just to remind
I think we've just
people?
got one little quick thing to do before we move on. Basically,
that's
and it's
fine,
the same
Matthew.
technique that we were just doing. So in the water, squeeze it.
Yeah.
And at the top and the bottom of the trumpet, where it kind of comes out towards the dome, if you do a little bit here, can we see that it's taking away the colour at the top and the bottom? But the more you do this, and the more you go over it again and again, the more it reactivates that orange, natural orange, and it kind of brings the colour through. And if you was to squeeze your brush again, once you put that water on, it really goes down to the paper. So don't be afraid to see a bit of the white paper, because they're the highlights that we need in the flowers.
Fabulous.
We'll
We're
let that
looking
dry.
at Jenny's at the moment, which is beautiful. Yeah, it's really soft and gentle. There,
Yes, it's
Jenny.
not
That's
like me.
gorgeous.
I might have to get a black felt tip pen and do an outline.
Just go over the top of it.
Bank
Just...
table, yes.
No, you can't. That looks really beautiful. Yeah, it's really,
Matthew,
really
will I
pretty.
be adding any of the dark
Absolutely.
yellow a bit later?
What we're going to do now is leave this to dry for a couple of moments. Then
got
we'll
you.
come back
Step
to it.
away.
So we're going to put some shadows into it, detail, but it needs to dry, really.
Excellent,
It does,
that's
yeah.
perfect. OK, while the pictures are drying, we're going to watch a little clip. Obviously, this is all about Marie Curie and the fantastic work they do. Let's watch a little clip all about it.
My name's Glyn Brindley Davis, and I'm 72 years of age. Later on today, I'll be hopefully be getting married. I'm in Marie Curie Hospice with prostate cancer.
Glyn's been with us for almost 2 weeks now. He came in for some symptom control of his condition. He wanted to get married before he goes home and before his condition deteriorates.
Hello and welcome back. Well, how exciting. I'm so pleased to be with you. What an incredible charity. Marie Curie, of course, the leading charity, the UK's leading charity for helping people who are suffering with terminal illness. It's the people who are obviously suffering with the illness and also the families. I mean, the support they give the families are incredible. The more I've read about it, the more I'm blown away with the amount of work they do, whether it be social media, whether it be the phone lines, whether it be the hospices. And let's face it, we think of terminal illness as cancer, but it isn't. There's so many illnesses like dementia that we don't even think about, and this is why a lot of illnesses just slip through the net. I say a lot of illnesses at the end of the day, it's a lot of people slip through the net when it comes to that end-of-life care. And that's why Marie Curie built and brings such an incredible support system for people with terminal illness and, of course, for the families. Now, this is just a little way of hoping to help raise a little bit of money. I mean, we have sold hundreds of kits, so it's a fantastic way. And we thank you, of course, A, because you're getting something amazing, but B, because we know all them profits are going to such a deserved cause. Now, if you'd love to join in, get hold of this. I mean, it's Matthew. You know you're getting quality. You know you're going to be able to create something beautiful at the end of it. You're creating not one. I mean, at the moment, we're focusing on that gorgeous daffodil. You're creating two wonderful works of art here. The second one we will be showing you in the second hour. Absolutely beautiful. The second hour, I do need to tell you, that is going to be online, so you need to get on Facebook for that second hour. Don't miss out on that one, because, of course, it is beautiful. Now, I'm going to say hello to some people. Kerry's watching. Good afternoon. We've got Leslie watching. We've also got Jan. Who else is emailing? Terry's watching. And our lovely Nick. Thank you ever so much. I hope you're painting along. I tell you what, afterwards, will you share photographs? Will you share photos of what you've created? We would love to see your incredible works of art as well. Now, if you do want to order, it's all the normal ways at chanda.com or 01733 602 1,000. Now, we have got quite a few nice little clips. Some of them you're going to need your tissues for sure. Let's have another look at the incredible work Marie Curie do.
Marie Curie needs you to volunteer to collect for the Great Daffodil Appeal this year. Every pound you raise will mean Marie Curie nurses can be there for more people with terminal illnesses and the families who love them. It's so important to sign up now. Get your friends involved too and help collect for Marie Curie this March. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back. Right, okay, we're ready. Are we dry?
We are dry.
Are we dry? Are we
Yes.
dry, ladies?
We are
Yes.
no longer moist.
Are you ready for the next set?
Yes.
Right, so
That
it's
nearly
nice
came
and
out
dry.
wrong.
I mean, I'm assuming, do we need to touch it to check it's dry, or would that leave a
Yeah.
great big fingerprint
No,
on
no,
it?
no. 'cause
Why
the
don't you
paint-
try?
Well, if you've got
Why don't you
fingers
put your
like
finger
mine.
on it and see what happens?
Yeah, right. Why don't I mess it
This is
up?
the competitiveness
Right in the
coming out
middle
now,
of
isn't
it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, no, it
yeah,
is. No, it
so
is.
watercolour paper kind of holds the paint, so it doesn't really come off if you tap it, so yeah, it's fine.
All right.
But it dries pretty quickly, to be fair, folks. And of course, if you're painting at home nice and leisurely, not working to a time,
Yeah.
you can just have a brew, can't you?
Yeah,
Just put
yeah,
kettle
brew
on.
and a bicky.
Brew and a bicky. Yeah, absolutely. What we're going to do now then is we're going to start to add some darker, stronger orange to this, okay? So, same idea. Water, kind of shake off the drips at the side. Try and get a nice thick, really sort of wiggle that brush into the orange.
So the more you work it in, the thicker the paint that you're going to pick
Exactly,
up.
and we're going to
Yeah.
pick out some important shapes before we put the shadows in. And what I want to do first of all is almost make a three-dimensional. Notice I kind of rotate my brush through my finger as I do the thing there. So it'll, because that helps to make the point on the brush nice and fine as well. And basically I want to make the trumpet, this round shape, really leap off the paper. So what you do is you kind of go along the edge. Now it can be a bit dotty here. So you sort of tap the brush.
We're going the very outside edge, aren't we?
The very outside edge, working around.
That looks effective. While you're doing that, can I just say, I Chanda to order the kit, because I said it's normal, it isn't normal. It's all the w's.achanda.com/daffodil. That's the specific way of ordering this kit, so don't miss out on that. It will be at the bottom of your screen, so you're probably shouting, yeah, we knew that, Leon. But it is at the bottom of the screen.
We're also going to work underneath as well. So if you go on the two sides at the bottom and the top of the trumpet and sort of stop before it meets the petals. So it almost looks like it's a bit of a C shape, I suppose you could say.
Oh, I've gone wrong. I've done all the way round the circle.
Oh, what
That's
a
fine.
mess.
No, don't worry, it's okay. Like I say, it'll go on you.
What an idiot.
That's what you call a happy accident, maybe.
Harsh.
Nice
Harsh, Penny.
nice and clean brush. And this is a good time to get your tissue as well, folks, and just basically sort of tap off the excess water on your brush. And then you sort of wiggle next to the strong orange, with a damp brush, remember to tap off the excess on the water
So
before
you
do
don't
this.
want it saturated, you just
I'm getting
take off.
behind.
It's just a damp brush.
Gorgeous.
And what this does is it kind of blends it into the trumpet of the daffodil. We can see it popping, can't we, already? There we go. So a nice kind of softness going off there. All right?
Because I'm so desperately short-sighted, may I come and have a close-up of
Yes.
Matthew's work? Because
Come
I'm
and have a
getting...
nosy.
Have a wander. Have a
I'm getting
wander.
a bit...
Have a wander. So you can see that we've gone up here, around
Yes.
there. Now, if you've done the middle piece there, all you need to do is use a bit of water to encourage it away. But before you do that, water and tissue,
Yes.
and then just give it a...
Do you want me to give you a hand?
I'll follow you. I'll follow you back.
Do you want me to give you a hand?
No, I
Because
don't want you anywhere near.
It's very neat.
It's a bit
Go
too
in with
neat.
the
It's a bit too
intensity.
neat.
Yours is
So,
fine.
I'm dying to have
So,
a nosy. Can I
If you
come
clean
over
your
as
brush
well?
again now and just sort of tap it on the little bit of tissue over there.
Because it looks so different when you see it in real life and not tell
And
them.
just sort of lose those lines inside the
So you're
trumpet.
being ever so
Just sort
neat
of
and
drag it.
gentle.
yes,
Sort
it's
of
not like
this
me.
kind
I
of
can't
thing.
like
Is this
it.
not like you at
I'll
all
just
then?
drag a few
Yeah.
of them.
That's it,
maybe.
yeah. So it blends in.
Yeah.
Am I blending in here? No.
That works.
Okay.
And
And we're
same
trying
for
to
this
get rid
line
of...
as well. Top and
Blending.
bottom, blend it upwards and blend it downwards. So blending is a very important technique for your painting. Helps it all soften in.
Oh, that looks so good.
And this piece just here, just kind of wash that out for the second. Just sort of diagonal wiggles with your brush. That's it. And it'll just disappear into the... Give you a bit of assistance there. You go.
Yeah.
Just give it a bit of a soften. Nice. That works? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, beautiful. And then the next thing to do is to actually work on the petals, okay?
Oh.
Now I'm going to wander past here, okay? And we're going to do a very similar thing to the petals, but my first thing to do is to slightly change the colour a little bit here, folks, okay? Where your petals overlap, if you look at my hands like this, if you put the two together, you can see a shadow underneath.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that shadow is the two.
Yeah.
So that shadow that goes on the top petal, yeah, it looks a bit like a giraffe, that, don't it?
Does
we get
it?
yeah, maybe. That's a
Are
dog.
you sure? Yeah,
That's a
dog.
dog.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a dog.
Yeah, we could
That's a
all-
rabbit. That's a
Oh,
rabbit.
yeah,
That's a rabbit.
get it.
We'll stop there. I've
Stop
got some
there.
other ones, but we can't show
Yeah, I
those
know,
on live TV.
The only ones I know are dogs.
Yeah. Now what we're going to
Crocodile.
But yeah, on Facebook
Swan.
Live after, boom.
maybe get rid of anything on there. If we take a tiny bit of the blue and if we pop it over the orange, you start to get a rich green coming through. Yeah, we can see that, can't we?
So you
So-
don't need to leave any space. You can start doing your mixing straight away.
Straight in.
Okay.
These little.
Are we
plastic
trying to mix
pallets are
this
quite
green
nice.
over on the orangey side or on the blue
Yeah.
side?
Well, just
it
pop it
matter?
just below the blob, really. Basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Below the blob.
Just pop
Exactly.
it below the blob. So it goes a bit greeny, like a petrol or a
Right.
teal green. Yeah. Then if you take a little bit of the red, but only a tiny bit, as we know, Penny, it's quite a strong colour, that one, yeah?
Yeah, we
and
do.
then if you pop a little bit of the red over the top of the green, it starts to go like a grey colour.
Yeah.
Can we see that happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you've all done there, folks, is you've learnt how to mix the ultimate colour for painting, which is grey, because everything's grey
Shadow
shadows.
grey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So your three primary colours that we've given you in this kit, you can get a natural grey, as it were.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Yeah.
Super.
That's incredible.
So just make sure you're happy with the grey before you proceed at this point. Test it on your neighbour's picture.
Good.
You didn't need any encouragement,
No.
did
I
they?
thought I could get away with that. It was straight in there.
Yeah.
Rivalry going off here, definitely.
Yeah.
And
funnily enough, it was
feel
Penny, not
free to make it more grey. If it looks too green, put a bit more red with it. If it looks too purple or brown, put a bit more blue with it. And you'll soon get a grey. You'll soon get a grey.
It's lovely learning things like this because obviously the colour mixing is vital, isn't it?
It is, you know, and it's
really
amazing
good.
what you can do from three colours.
Yeah.
The plan here is to separate each petal. Now, we've kind of done this when you were wiping off those lines, yeah? So you've got the highlights between each petal, but what we're going to do now is we're going to go in, and we've all got something different at this stage. So on mine, I'm basically going to go at the back petal, okay? Now, I want to go underneath here, and I want to almost do like a bit of an L shape. Can we see a bit of a sort of backwards L shape, upside down L shape there? Okay. Clean your brush really well. Wipe off the excess on the tissue.
So you do
so
not
it's
want
almost dry.
Okay.
And then ever so gently sort of drag that grey so it sort of disappears and completely disappears
So that's going into the petal underneath.
And it pushes it behind, you see. That's what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the way that you blend it, okay?
Oh, well
If
done,
it's not
Jenny.
blending too well, clean your brush a second time and wipe it on the tissue.
So that removes the paint that you've obviously
Picked up.
soaked up on the brush.
Exactly, you've got it. You've got it.
Perfect.
And we can do this on each petal.
Yeah.
So basically here now I can go in with this one, I can pop a little shadow here.
Sorry, close-up needed.
Yeah, you go for it.
Apologies for the short-sightedness.
Perfect
I've got
timing.
you. I've got
You
you.
can see there, look, that nice little bit of grey going in. On the back petals. Clean the brush, couple of wipes over your kitchen paper or your tissue, and then you literally drag it up. But like I say, folks, if you don't manage to get it to blend completely away, what you need to do is you need to be thinking about cleaning your brush a second time.
Perfect.
Okay?
Look at that, that's ace.
When you say the back petals,
Yeah, imagine that your hands are petals and they're sort of layered on top of each other.
I'm not sure whether I've chosen the right back petal.
No, that's your back petal.
Okay.
No, that's looking good.
Backpedaling.
That's looking good, I can see that.
Is
That
the
works.
next one along a back petal?
Yes.
This one here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So imagine there's one overlapping it. Perfect. Super. And then just clean your brush and completely fade it away. And if you continue to do this on each petal, so I've got 2 more to do on mine, so I went for the 5. This
You're
is the
5, I've
stage
got about
where you wish
100.
you'd gone for 4. I'm going to pop the little L shape just here as well, look. Okay, clean brush. Make sure it's really clean on the tissue. Exactly the same, folks. What's great about this for the viewers at home is that you can watch this back any time on rewind. So get hold of the kit, folks.
Are
Just
you
have a
doing it
go
on
at
every
it.
petal? Are you doing it?
Absolutely, yeah. You've
Every
got it.
petal?
Every petal wants separating with a bit of grey, basically.
Okay. Even, so your leading petal here, that
Yes.
first petal here, that one...
That one is at the front.
Yeah, so
that one remains.
So because you haven't because you haven't put the grey into that, that obviously becomes prominent then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of working behind almost. And my final one's quite small at the back there, let's see, so a little bit of water and just... But what's great about this is, you know, I've painted this a couple of times, obviously once for the kit and a couple of times just to refine it a little bit, let's say. And every time I've produced a different picture, and that's what happens with painting. It's different every single time you do it. It really
Which is why it's wonderful, because it's so individual.
I want to say how you get
All
on with
right,
this.
then,
I want to have a little wander that way, all right? Yeah, that's working. So if you clean your brush in the water and then sort of wipe off the excess so it's almost dry.
Should there be some shadow here?
Yes, a little bit, I would say there, and then coming down towards me. And if you just sort of dampen that grey a little bit so it softens out a touch. Same on yours as well, in the water on the tissue. And if I'm just going to pop in and just show you quickly, just sort of soften the grey so it fades to nothing, do you see?
Yeah.
That's it, perfect. It looks more like a watercolour then, I think. Beautiful. On a wander back.
Yay! Done quite well so far.
I haven't
with that.
concentrated
Yeah, it's
this
excellent,
hard in years.
We
Isn't
can't
it
see what's
nice?
happening over there, so it's nice to have a little
Isn't it
wander
nice
every
just
so
to get
often.
yourself lost in it?
I have caught myself dribbling a couple of times, I have to admit.
Have you? Have you
Yeah.
dropped off?
Is it adding to the texture of the picture?
Exactly. Have
You see, this is why it's good to have an easel standing up.
Yeah.
At least your dribbles don't end up on your painting.
It's important to say about easels that you don't need to use easels.
Yeah.
The reason we're using them because it's obviously it works for the cameras.
Absolutely.
But if you sat at home painting, literally all you need to do is sit down and just bang away you go.
Now, when we did the classes, you elevated. So
Yes.
it's nice to have it on a board and actually tape it down because obviously that keeps it fixed. Because watercolour otherwise will make the paper react,
The paper
doesn't
can
it?
go wrinkly, so it makes sense to stick it to a board, cardboard, anything, or even your table, to be fair.
Yeah. Now, when we were at the class, you elevated the board a little
Yes,
bit.
it helps the flow.
Okay.
That's nice for doing skies. It helps the movement of the colour.
Right. Okay. So for this, not even
No,
necessary.
you can just
to
wear it
elevate.
flat on your table.
Wonderful.
You really can.
Right.
You really can. There's just one more shadow to go, and then we can have a little bit of a break if that's okay.
And that's fabulous.
This is the darkness, and this is the magic moment now. So brace yourself.
Oh, you ready for your
So
magic
good luck,
moment?
Step back a little bit.
Moment.
Other songs are available. We're not allowed to sing.
Well, that wasn't recognisable as singing.
No, it wasn't
I think you'll be all right.
It was
As long as
whinging and
it's less than
groaning.
10 seconds, you're all right.
Were you counting?
We're counting.
Well done.
There's like a moment in every picture that you put something on that you think it's one of those moments that it's quite critical. Like when you paint.
Is it make or
Building this
break?
up, I'm
Did your
quite a
heart
bit
flutter then?
scared.
Did it?
Yeah.
You know, like when you paint a dog. and you put little highlights in the eye. It's that kind of thing. It just puts a bit of, you know.
So it could go wrong.
No,
it could go really
you can't
wrong.
go
Is that
wrong.
what you're saying?
You can't go wrong.
Okay.
I want to mix a stronger version of that grey again.
Oh, no.
So I've got the damp brush.
Yeah.
I've got the orange to start with. We've got the blue. So it goes green in. Goes green. And then we pop the tiny bit of the red into it. So it goes grey. Now if it goes too brown as you do this.
I've gone brown.
Oh, I've
Put
gone
more blue.
very...
Put more blue. Put more blue.
Yeah. I've
And you
definitely
soon
gone
get a
to-
grey coming through, okay? Now, so it's just remixing more of the same, let's say, okay? And basically what I want to do is I want to go inside and make it look as though you can have that sort of hollow tube that you get on a trumpet, yeah? And I'm going to do this, and it's doing the piece that we didn't paint before, but you did this, Jenny, you got a head start on this, okay?
Yeah.
So basically where the
End
trumpet
of
kind
the
of goes
trumpet.
down, yeah, sort of follow it to complete the circle. But if you're a little bit sort of spotty again with it, it makes more sense to do it this way.
So
and it's
try
like
not
a
to do a
C.
perfect line.
No,
almost.
because these things are all like sort of ruffled petals,
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
they? You know? So you're painting this lovely little sort of C shape there, and it makes more sense if you make it a little bit wider at its deepest point, because that's where it really goes in. Can we see it's a little bit deeper there?
Yeah.
At that point, because that's where it kind of goes in. Then you do exactly what you've been doing.
Yeah. So not on the outside, it's just literally you're just
Yeah.
emphasising that shadow.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice clean brush and a couple of runs over your tissue there, look. And basically just sort of put your brush over that grey and move it towards the edge, lift it off, move it towards the edge, lift, move it. But you
I might raffle this off when it's finished.
I think that's
I think you should.
And
That's a great
then
idea.
it could all proceed. Obviously, Marie Curie.
obviously.
It's not just about funds as well, is it? While we're here, we should mention
Yeah.
the fact that you can volunteer.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for a lot of people, that's a bit frightening because people go, I can't nurse, I'm not trained. But you don't have to, it doesn't have to be hands-on care, does it? It's, Marie Curie
Absolutely.
needs
Yeah.
drivers and people
Yeah.
fetching and carrying.
Yeah, because one of the things they do is a friendship scheme. So it is, you know, people just being there, whether it's just talking, whether it is, like you said, providing time out of their day just to get people from A to B. Yeah, and I think that is lovely. Also, obviously, there's the, if you want to spend just a couple of hours, when it is the Daffodil Appeal, then you can go and do a couple of hours just trying to get people to
those
buy
tins.
the lovely daffodils. Yep, shake the tins. Get people buying the daffodils. It's a lovely way of spending a couple of hours. I do like the friendship scheme though. I think that's lovely. Oh, look at that. That's good, Jenny.
And the friendship scheme is what, when you go in and chat?
Yeah.
So
you can chat, you can drive, and yeah, it's just giving time, which I think is lovely. And doing sociable things as well. You know, going out and having a nice time, going out and, you know, going pictures, painting, going out to an art class. You know, and I think that's a really nice way of helping and giving you time. How you doing?
I'm going a bit drippy.
How you doing? Are you
Excellent.
dripping?
Yes, good.
Don't
good,
do
good.
the drips. No, you're not. That looks fabulous.
Oh, you do know.
That's wonderful. Okay, ladies.
Listen, I am more than capable of ruining this at the very last minute. Yeah,
We believe in you, Jenny.
You're doing a splendid
I have
job.
a great track record of doing all right, and then at the last minute, absolutely
Slightly
screwing it
Captain
up.
Kirk gone a bit mad, isn't it? It looks like it's just about to go and explore other worlds, that daffodil. That is a
Should we have a
questing
critique?
daffodil.
Do you know, I love this actually. Because this makes mine look a bit ever so neat and tidy.
That is amazing.
This is an apocalyptic daffodil.
That is amazing.
That Daphne means
I think
business,
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lovely.
It's a killer
really
daff.
nice style. That one. It's
Yeah.
like a sort of like a loose watercolour style, which is popular.
It's
good.
fabulous. It's really
Excellent.
brave as well. They're amazing. I can't wait to see everybody's at home. I can't wait to see all
I
your
want to see
pictures as
some
well.
of the people at home. Could send them in. Would we be able to see some?
Yeah, we should be.
I
able
want to see
on
some really
Facebook.
bad ones. If you're really ashamed of yours, send it in right
please do,
now.
yeah.
Because that's what we.
Oh, those are the ones that you really want to have
Make
a look
you
at.
feel
yeah.
better by seeing
If
someone
you've done a
else's
really
shame.
good daffodil, keep it quiet. We don't need to see that.
Nobody needs to look at your perfection.
Yeah.
Don't show off.
No.
It's not the place. Right, we would love to see those. Get your pictures in, studio@adachanda.com. We are going to just have a little break for a few moments, so now it's time for your biscuit again. But it isn't. Don't go anywhere because we've got a clip. Now, this is lovely. It's 3 of the fantastic nurses who are reading thank you letters out from some of the families. So please have a listen.
Dear Pam, for the last couple of months I have thought about you a lot. You helped my children laugh that night. You helped them spend time with their dad, with happy memories. I cannot, nor will I ever be able to truly thank you for that night.
You sat with us. You made us cups of tea, listened to our family stories and memories of Dad. All of this, I'm sure, is much more than you needed to do. I really don't know how we would have managed without you.
She became untroubled, content, and fully cooperative in response to the wonderful loving care that she received from you.
I didn't want to write a big, long, rambling letter, but felt I should explain a little of what you gave to us as thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It just didn't seem enough.
Thank you ever so much for joining us. I hope you're having a lovely time. I hope you're enjoying creating as well at home. I hope, obviously, you've bought the kit. If you haven't bought the kit, you've still got time to do so. The details, of course, are at the bottom of the screen. You can watch this on Rewind, and we've still got another hour yet. That one, however, is going to be on Facebook Live, so please join us on Facebook Live. If you do want to buy it, it's achanda.com, but then it's /Daffodil. I remembered. This is what you're going to get. I love it when I actually remember what I meant to say. This is what you're going to get. So you've got that guided masterclass by our very own Matthew Palmer. You've then got 2 sheets of your posh watercolour card. Hold on, I've skipped one. You're getting your dot card as well. That's got loads of that intense watercolour paints. That's the word. So we're doing so well. You're getting one of your brushes. You're also getting 2 of your artist You're getting 2 of those artist mounts as well, which means you can obviously give these as presents or auction them off, which will be amazing. Now, I know we haven't got long left, so I'll shut up.
It's gone fast, hasn't it, this? It's flown by. It's worth saying, by
We've got the heat gun.
I've got the hairdryer on.
Wow.
I've got this bit
It's a bit cold in the studio.
Yeah, I've got this bit at the bottom. I quite like the darkness of it. So I'm just.
You're
Would you
getting
mind?
into this, aren't you? You're really
Loving
getting,
it.
you're really getting into this. I can see it.
Do you want a blow dry?
It's worth just keeping saying.
I've dried out naturally, darling.
Moving on quickly. what we've got here is bags of colour, folks. You've probably got enough to do 4 or 5 paintings on this. Because don't forget, you can use the back of this paper as well, so you can have a few goes at this.
Okay.
But we're all nice and dry, as we've just discovered, yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
Which means that we can go in and we can add the final bit of detail to the flower, and then we can put some stems at the back.
Beautiful.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
A little bit of foliage.
Yeah, a little bit of foliage. Now, I'm going to dig my brush right into the orange again, make it nice and thick.
And
I'll just
picking
move
it up but moving it away from the grey.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. These plastic sheets are quite nice. You can wipe them clean as well, so you can use them again, which is good. So a nice thick dig of the orange, and we're going to twist the brush through the fingers like this. I'm sort of rolling it through the colour, so you get that nice kind of textured point on the brush as well. It's a lovely pointy brush anyway. We've got a bit of kitchen paper. That makes your paint better if you hold that. It's been proven.
It's like your de-stressor.
It is, yeah. It's also if you start crying, it's good for, you know. But I'm going to wipe off the excess on the actual tissue there as well, look. So
but that's light, is it?
It is, yeah. I'm sort of taking off some of the colour, but the colour's quite heavy. Okay. It's a strong colour. And on the centre of each petal, have a practice run at this before you do it. Towards the tip, you get 2 sort of lines in the centre of each petal, okay? Now,
and that starts from the base?
It does, yeah.
So it starts from the centre, and does it sort of feather out as it, does it sort of drift away?
Yeah, if you do it nice and quick, it naturally tapers. But if you hold your brush like a pen and rest on your paper, it's a lot easier to try and have a practice run first. And when you're ready, hold your breath and just kind of go 1, 2. And it puts that little bit of detail on the daffodil there. This one as well, 1, 2. You can see that?
Yeah.
And then...
What's the pressure like? I presume you're not putting much pressure on that brush.
Now, My little finger sort of shoots out naturally and it controls the pressure. It's
Right.
like a thing that just happens, really, you know. But that's a nice way of adding a bit of detail to the petals. Okay?
Yeah.
And it does make a
I love
difference.
that pen,
Makes a
that's
big
ace.
difference. Makes a big difference.
That is so cool.
We're also going
Love
to
it.
use this as well along this back edge here to pop in a few little sort of creases and folds. Can we see these little lines on the actual trumpet itself? Little flicks we call them. But leave a gap on my edge, leave that little gap. Can we see the gap just here?
Yeah.
So if you leave a gap next to the grey
Oh.
and put some quick flicks,
So that gives it like a natural highlight, doesn't
it
it?
gives it like a texture, like a
Yeah.
ruffled texture, that kind of thing.
Are you blending or not blending?
No, I'm just flicking,
Flicking.
just flicking. Technical term, that one.
Flicks, not blends.
Flicks, not blends.
Yeah, that's lovely. How'd it doing
And
there,
then you
Daisy?
do
That's
this on the
gorgeous.
inside as well. So on the inside of the actual hole there, we can basically put a few of these coming down towards the... Can you see what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
So
Is
it's
it going
giving you
towards the
opposite-
centre, Matthew?
Yeah, always towards the centre, yeah, absolutely, spot on.
Perfect.
So it gives you that nice bit of texture.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Oh, they're looking so cool. And so completely different. You know, that's a
We've all got
wonderful
our own
thing
styles,
about
haven't
it.
we?
Yeah,
We've all got our own styles,
absolutely.
which is great.
Yeah.
So as many little flicks as you want, and don't be afraid to use a good, strong little bit of colour for that as well, which is quite effective.
That's wonderful. Do you know what? We've also had a competition running. Well, Marie Curie have. It has been on the Marie Curie website to win 2 tickets, to go VIP tickets, no less, to go to, really, to any craft show of your choice. Creative craft shows. Okay, so it's the ICHF events. So it's the ICHF events of your choice, which is brilliant. So you're not, you know, traipsing to the other end of the country. So the winner, are you ready? Helen Godfrey, you are the winner. Congratulations. So,
Well done, Helen.
You've winning 2 tickets. We will be in touch to let you know how to go about that. But have a fantastic show. VIP treatment as well.
Nice.
Lovely.
Sounds
Congratulations.
Sounds
Right then,
good.
back over to you.
Okay, well, it's getting there now.
It is.
These little bits, these little flicks and little taps and things just add that little bit of interest.
Come on over, Jenny.
Come and have a nosy at that. You can see that nice little sort of dots and spots around that flute. It just gives a little bit of detail to it, you know?
Wonderful. That looks so effective. Perfect. I hope everybody at home's keeping up. I hope you're all doing okay.
We are getting there with this,
We're
aren't
getting there. We've got about...
How
we've
much
got
longer have we got?
5 minutes,
Oh,
ladies.
no!
I
In
know.
that case, we're
But
gonna
don't
crack on
panic,
shortly.
because we have got our second hour, so it's going to be fine.
It'll all come out at once.
It'll be fine. It'll be right.
What about those, you know, the bits in the middle with the stamens?
Yes, well, that's just what we're going to quickly mention now. If you use that same strong orange,
Yeah.
and if you pop a few, nice and thick, I'm taking it straight from the
So a
blob,
lot more intense this time.
and I'm popping these little bits on the edge of the stamens there.
So what
Little-
colour is that you're doing there?
It's the orange again,
the
but
orange
nice and
again.
heavy. Nice and
So
heavy.
is it just like little dots, if you will, almost?
Yeah, it's the bit where the bee gets the pollen from.
Uh-huh,
I don't know what its technical name
Those
is.
little
The
sticky
little
bits.
spotty bits, yeah. And then, if you've got a bit of the greeny grey left that we used, I'm just putting a bit of water to reactivate it.
Yeah.
I want to paint in a couple of fine lines that for the stamens that actually attach to them. Can you see? Just in the centre
Can you
there.
see that?
Yeah,
It's quite hard to get that one because they're quite fiddly little things,
Yeah.
but they're just like that little bit of like of a, almost like a blade of a grass, for want of a better word, I guess.
See,
you could
this
say,
brush
really.
is fabulous because it is so fine.
the
You can
detail. Yeah,
really
the point's
get in
lovely
there.
on it.
We've got about 3.5 minutes on this
3.5
show.
minutes.
If you are watching, please don't worry. We will be going over to Facebook Live or continue.
Well, to finish off the picture, I think we should nicely pop in some very diluted green
Wonderful.
foliage, stems and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, if you bring the orange and the blue together, all of us, but nice and pale, so plenty of water.
So you're going back into that grey, really, but just adding a little bit more of the orange and the
Basically.
blue to green it up.
Basically. But it wants to be pale, this one. It wants to be a nice diluted orange. And again, because we're focusing on the evening atmosphere, this is the perfect green for this. It really
Wonderful.
is. Okay. So a nice diluted colour, bags of water. It's always useful, Jenny and Penny, just to give it a single tap on tissue before you apply this as well.
Right.
Okay, because it removes that excess. But I want you to make sure that your colour is very pale for this.
Okay.
And my first thing I want to do is pop in the actual stem, which we can bring straight down off the bottom there. Nice and easy.
That looks good.
That kind of just
fills
the gaps, as it were.
Absolutely, it grounds it.
And then I'm going to pop in some... I want to pop in some of these little...
And again, allowing them to taper out so you get that natural... It naturally just
disappears. a few of the actual stems and the little grassy bits and...
Perfect.
That sort of thing. And that... You can keep going as much as you want with this, but if you focus it all from this kind of central piece here, almost as though it's like a bit of a firework exploding. And that's a wonderful way of working.
That looks absolutely beautiful. So effective.
And every time you do this, it's going to be completely different. It really is.
That's amazing. I know we've only got a little bit of time. I'm going to show some of these. We've got a minute and a half. Can I show some of these then from home?
I'm loving it.
Let's
have a look.
Oh, that's fun.
This is Jackie.
Wow.
Jackie.
Well done,
It's
Jackie.
really
Super.
bold and sort of interpretive.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
I'm liking the
that's
lilac.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know I've not much time, so I have to crack through them. Mike, that's from
Brilliant.
Mike. That's beautiful.
Brilliant.
And then we've got Joanne, lovely Joanne. Oh, I know our Joanne. That's gorgeous, our Joanne. I don't know which way I'm trying to be holding them, but I'm being quick. And then last but by no means least, we have got Sandra's.
Very
These
good.
are all wonderful.
Really well, aren't they? Team, thank you very much. OK, we've only got 55 seconds. The ladies are still very busy. The ladies are still very busy, quite frankly.
Should we try the frame on the picture then very quickly? We have a little mouse.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just very quickly, sorry to jump in there.
Yeah,
but
no,
I think
definitely.
It's quite important just to pop those on before we finish, I think.
Oh, is that it? We're done? Of course.
I think we're probably just about there, yeah.
Oh, right.
Well done, and well done, everyone joining
Ladies,
in.
we'll show yours on the Facebook Live. Obviously,
Well
we'll
done.
take photos as well and
Well
share
done.
them. Isn't it nice? Have you enjoyed it? Well done.
Can we stay forever?
Yeah, of course you can. We've got a little space for you. Right, don't go anywhere. If you're watching at home, all you need to do, go onto Facebook Live. Matthew is going to be taking us through the second picture with, of course, the ladies. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Matthew.